Hi, everybody. Just as promised, Mrs. Colda is going to read you one more Christmas story. This one has a beautiful cover, and it is, of course, "Twas the Night Before Christmas." The author, so this is a story that's been told lots of different versions. So the author of this version is Clement Moore, and the illustrator is Daniel Kirk. He's the one that made these beautiful images that we see. And just like that book yesterday that I read to you was given to me by a student, this one was for Mrs. Colda from Arena Lot. And she was in my class, like 3 years ago. And so sometimes when we have book fairs here at Clear Creek, teachers do wish lists. And she brought me this. And it's always nice to look back at these books and see the little cards to me of sweet students that I've had in the past that gave me some books for my classroom to read every year. So, "Twas the Night Before Christmas." Oops. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, except for a mouse. Tiny stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of yummy treats danced in their heads." All those treats they're dreaming about. "And Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap were just settling down for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter." Sprang means to jump up, so he's jumping up out of his bed. "Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and yanked up the sash. The moon on the I'm getting tongue-tied. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below." Look at that snow. I wonder if you ever get tongue-tied when you read. Sometimes your mouth just doesn't want to say the words right. And this one's got like a rhythm, and it rhymes. "When what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his courses they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name." Do you know the names of the reindeer? Rudolph isn't one of the ones on this team. He says, "Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the courses they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too." And St. Nicholas is, of course, another name for Santa Claus. "And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound." So there's Father Mouse, and he's up while Santa's coming down the chimney. "He was dressed like a woodsman from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot." So ashes and soot came out of the fireplace. "A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and I shivered with joy when he opened his pack." "His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. He had a broad face," that means wide, "and a round little belly that shook when he laughed, ho, 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 like a bowl full of jelly." He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. And if you're dreading something, that means you're worrying about it. So he had nothing to dread, nothing to worry about. This has a lot of great vocabulary in it, doesn't it? He spoke not a word, but quick as a wink, filled all of the stockings, then turned with a blink. As soon as his work leaving presents was through, he nodded farewell, and up the chimney he flew. I like how on this page all the words that I read are written on the ornaments. That's kind of fun. He sprang to his sleigh, with his team gave a whistle, and away they all sped like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight. Do you know the last few words of this book? Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. And that is the end of Twas the Night Before Christmas. I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard this story before. Maybe your family reads it. Maybe you've never heard of it. It's a really good traditional Christmas story that a lot of people like to read the night before Christmas. I got a little tongue-tied, like you could tell in the middle, because this author chose to change up a few of the words from what I'm normally used to. So each person that writes it kind of puts their own little twist on it. So this one had a few different words, but the story was very similar to the traditional Twas the Night Before Christmas that I'm used to. So I hope you enjoyed this wonderful, beautiful book. I love the pictures. And I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. Mrs. Colda will be thinking of you and hoping that you are having the very best time with your friends and your family. And I just hope you guys get a lot of rest your brain, play, go outside, and just do all the wonderful things that you enjoy. And just know your teacher cares about you, and I'm thinking about you, and I can't wait to see you in January. Merry Christmas, everybody.